In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the ray gun in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. And the reason for this is it actually got a bit of a buff in the most recent update when Season 2 came out. So it has been buffed and its damage has actually been increased a fair amount as well. And as we all know, the wonder weapons really haven't been that useful in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. There really hasn't been much of a use to use them because they've just not been as good as a lot of the other guns within the game. So as you can see with the ray gun right now, it is going to be one-shotting obviously to the body, shoot him in the foot, and let's see what it's going to do. It's going to one-shot to the floor as well. So that's already pretty positive. It's already going to be a one-shot, but it's the ray gun in Tier 1 zone. You'd expect it to be a one-shot in the Tier 1 zone. But I also think all the other wonder weapons other than the Wonder Waffle actually got buffed in damage. So it doesn't matter which of the guns you are trying to use, they did get a bit of a damage buff. And I'm going to be testing out the ray gun to see if it is a viable option for you guys to go into game with and just start using. Like, I'm interested to see if this ray gun's going to become like a very, very good gun in all the zones. If it's going to be really good in Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. If it's going to be good at taking down Mega Abominations, all of that sort of stuff. Or is it just one of those guns that seems okay at lower tiers, but other than that, it's not really that great. Okay, so what we're going to do is jump straight into the Tier 2 zone and see what this gun's going to be like at Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch and also at no Pack-a-Punch in the Tier 2 zone. See if it's actually going to be viable or not. Because as we can see, one-shots the zombies in the Tier 1 zone, no problem at all. You can get them all grouped up together, just shoot the floor and it's going to take them out of a one-shot. Hasn't even got to be a direct hit to start taking the zombies out. So let's even look in this example here. You've got 3 zombies, drop them all in one shot. Very, very useful, very good gun in that situation. But let's test it out in the Tier 2 zone and see what it's going to be like once we get up to these higher rarity zombies and just see if it's actually going to be able to manage to cope at no Pack-a-Punch or not. So as you can see, you've got a couple Tier 2 zombies here. Okay, it looks like even without Pack-a-Punch in it, this gun's going to be one shot in the Tier 2 zombies. Very interesting. Do we maybe just go straight into Tier 3 and try it out? Because we've not even Pack-a-Punched this yet. And don't forget with the wonder weapons, you can't actually upgrade the rarity of the gun, so I couldn't make this like a legendary A tool on it. But so we've got some Tier 2 zombies. What about a Disciple in this situation? How quickly is it going to take down a Disciple if we just start cracking at it? A Tier 2 Disciple looks like it's going to get dropped pretty quickly, to be totally honest. It really didn't look like it was going to struggle too much to take that Disciple out there. So again, being in the Tier 2 zone at Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch, it was kind of doing some crazy damage to those zombies and even that Disciple there. I'm not going to lie, it genuinely feels very usable. So I'm genuinely interested what it's going to be like in the Tier 3 zone. Is it actually going to be viable in the Tier 3 zone? Or do I have to maybe Pack-a-Punch it to get into Tier 3? But I guess there's only one real way to find out, isn't there? And that is to go straight into that Tier 3 zone and see how we get on. Okay, so we've got a Tier 3 zombie chasing us. And this is where it looks like it's going to start struggling at Tier 3. The Tier 3 zombies don't look like they're going to get dropped too easy. So what we're going to do is Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch it now. So we've got Porter's X2 ray gun. We can just start firing all of these. We should be able to drop majority of zombies pretty easy. Even the Tier 3 zombies there went down kind of fast. I'm not going to lie. It didn't feel too bad to start taking down those Tier 3 zombies. We can just turn around, keep spraying at the zombies nice and easily. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. What we got here? Tier 2 zombie. Yeah, Tier 2 zombies obviously going to get dropped nice and easily with no real problem whatsoever. But it looked like Tier 3 it was going to start struggling a little bit more than what it was struggling with. As you can see, now that it's Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch, Tier 2 zombies, literally no problem whatsoever for this gun. So I do want to sort of dip my toes in the Tier 3 zone. I'm not going to go too far in, simply because it's only Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch. I don't want to be trying to do too much with this gun if it's not capable of doing it yet. So we're going to just sort of chill, see if we can find any zombies on like the edge of the zone and try and take them out and see what sort of damage we can do. So there's a few up here. Let's see what sort of damage we can do to these zombies now. So the armored zombies looks like it's going to take a little bit more damage to take them out. Again, the normal zombies, it's not the fastest gun in the world. I think we need to get this up to maybe Tier 2 or Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch before we do stay in the Tier 3 zone. Because it's just not quite strong enough at Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch for the Tier 3 zone. But most guns aren't, so I'm not too shocked that it's not the craziest gun in Tier 3 at only Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch. So I'm going to quickly get some cash together and then I will Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch this. So we've got a mangler in the Tier 2 zone here. Let's see how quickly we can drop a mang... Wow, alright, fair enough. Yeah, that was kind of crazy how quickly that dropped that mangler just then. I didn't quite expect it to be that strong. Again, it's Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch in the Tier 2 zone. You can just melt through absolutely everything in this Tier 2 zone with this gun. It's no problem whatsoever. So what better way to test it than actually grabbing a bounty contract and seeing what sort of damage we can do to a HVT in this game. So far, I'm very impressed with the ray gun. It definitely feels a lot better than it used to feel before the update and before it got that little buff to its damage. But what have we got here? We got a mangler. See how quickly we can take out a mangler in the Tier 2 zone with Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch ray gun. Should be able to drop his arm nice and quickly with no problem. Okay, the damage isn't too crazy. It's not the fastest I've ever seen it taking down a mangler, but it's still not terrible. It's really not that bad. Are we better off shooting at the floor or his head? I'm not too sure. There we go. Headshot dropped it nice and quickly. It does a good amount of damage, this ray gun. It really, really does do a nice amount of damage, that's for sure. So, not only do we have a Mangler, we've now got a Disciple to try and take out in the tier 2 zone. Let's see how quickly we can take down the Disciple. Disciple is usually quite annoying to take down, and it looks like it might still continue to be the case with this Disciple. I don't know, it seems to be doing decent damage. Again, all the zombies that are around that it's going to try and heal off of, we can quite easily just take out the game with no real problem whatsoever. So, our teammate should come along. Looks like he's going to try and take care of some of the zombies. But let me try and headshot that Disciple. That's the one thing I will say with this. Hitting critical shots with a ray gun isn't exactly the easiest thing in the world. But as you can see, it takes down... It's taking down a tier 2 Disciple with tier 1 Pack-a-Punch. Like, it really isn't causing me too many problems trying to take down this Disciple. I'm not going to lie. It really, really isn't. Considering Disciples are one of the most annoying ones to take down, in my opinion, it's not doing a bad job at all. As you can see, there we go. Disciple down. Really was not that bad. Again, this is only a tier 1 Pack-a-Punch. We haven't tier 2'd it or tier 3'd it or anything like that yet. It's simply a tier 1 Pack-a-Punch in the tier 2 zone. Took down a Disciple without too many problems. Yes, alright, there's definitely faster guns to take down Disciples with. I'm not doubting that. 100% there is faster guns. But it didn't feel too bad for what it was. But luckily for us, there is a tier 2 Pack-a-Punch machine right behind us. So I'm going to go ahead and tier 2 Pack-a-Punches and jump straight back into that tier 3 zone and see if that's the difference we needed to be able to go ahead and tier 3 or go into that tier 3 zone, sorry. So there we go, tier 2 Pack-a-Punch on the ray gun. We have now got it. I mean, just look at how fast it took down that Mangler in the tier 2 zone. Now it's tier 2 Pack-a-Punch. So this gun is ridiculously strong in the tier 2 zone at tier 2 Pack-a-Punch. It's ridiculous. Mimics going to get dropped. This gun is super, super strong at tier 2 Pack-a-Punch in the tier 2 zone. So hopefully it stays like this in the tier 3 zone. Hopefully it's just this good at tier 3 Pack-a-Punch in the tier 3 zone. If it is, that'll be absolutely amazing and definitely would mean the ray gun is one of the strongest guns within the game. But do I see it staying like that? Probably not. I feel like the damage is going to drop off a fair bit when we get into tier 3 at tier 3 Pack-a-Punch. But we'll have to see how we end up getting on. But I guess this is it. This is where we go into the tier 3 zone for the second time round. See how much better we get on against the tier 3 zone. Okay, so it definitely feels a lot stronger at tier 2 Pack-a-Punch. It definitely feels a lot stronger. Still doesn't feel like the craziest gun in the game right now against the tier 3 zombies. But again, it's tier 2 Pack-a-Punch, not tier 3. So we need to bear that in mind. You know, we have got another rarity to be able to get this gun up a little bit more. So it could become a lot stronger at tier 3. I've got tier 2 zombies running up on me from behind. But, I mean, it's not the strongest gun at the moment in the tier 3 zone. Doesn't mean it won't be a good gun in the tier 3 zone. I need to actually be careful here because this armored zombie might take me down. As you can see, you can melt through them without too many problems. It's just not the strongest gun right now. I definitely do want to tier 3 Pack-a-Punch it before we go any further. Simply because it's going to make my life much, much easier in that tier 3 zone. So it looks like against Mercs, the ray gun's actually a very, very good gun against these Mercs. But obviously you're not really going to be using it too much against them. But it does seem to just one-shot every single Merc that comes anywhere near you without any problem whatsoever. Sentry gun, see how quickly we can take that down. One-shot a sentry gun. Yeah, it feels like a very strong gun against the Mercs, but again, who's playing zombies to play against Mercs? So one thing I'm actually noticing at the minute is Modern Warfare 3 right now has a free trial on the zombies game mode, and I have not seen anyone go into the tier 3 zone in the last 4 games that I've been in, and that is throughout the entirety of every single game. Like, not once has somebody really stepped foot in the tier 3 zone, and if they have, they end up going down and needing, like they're pleading for help, or there's just something going on and they just can't stay alive. So in terms of grinding zombies right now, if you want to go into the tier 3 zone, but you normally like to go in there when there's other people in there, now might not be the time to go into the tier 3 zone because there's simply just nobody in there. Because I think it's just because there's a lot of new people on zombies where it's the free trial. There's a lot of new people there trying out zombies for the first time, and they don't really know how to grind the tier 3. They're just sort of going in there hoping they're going to be able to survive, and it's just not going well for them at the end of the day because, as you can see, both of my teammates now are down again. It just seems to be the way that zombies is at the moment, and so they need to take out this free game mode for zombies to actually become like lobbies again of people that know what they're doing, sort of thing. Okay, guys, so here we go. We're jumping into tier 3. We've got enough to tier 3 Pack-a-Punch this gun and really start testing the ray gun to see if it is actually a viable option to be using when you're grinding through the game or not. So we're tier 3 Pack-a-Punch. Let's see what sort of damage this bad boy is going to do. All these zombies should start chasing me out from somewhere. Where have they all gone? They don't want to chase me. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to one-shot Hellhounds. Armored zombies are coming up. They're like being more of a 3-shot. Normal zombies. Even then, normal zombies are still a bit of a 3-shot. It doesn't seem super strong against them on the floor. Obviously, if we shoot them at the body, it might do a little bit more damage. But, of course, the thing with the ray gun is you want to let the zombies all just sort of, like, gather together, which we can do right here. We can let them all just sort of join up together and then you just want to shoot the floor near and around them because it's going to slow them down. It's going to start doing good damage to all of them. It's got good splash damage on it. See what we can do to a Mimic. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's going to be too bad against a Mimic. Let's pop a little reload if we can real quick. Do definitely need to get speed cola because the reload speed on this ray gun is ridiculously slow. But they've got a Mimic there. Let's see. I don't know, like I said, critical shots with the ray gun are kind of difficult to do, so you can't really hit too many crit shots and take them out ridiculously fast. But as you can see, you've got a whole pile of zombies there. It's not too bad to start taking them out. You can quite easily just get through them, start actually melting through them without too many problems. We've got Mimics on me. I've got Manglers about to pull up on me. I can hear it shooting its things around. The one thing you can't seem to do with the ray gun is actually like start the reload, run off, and then carry the reload on, which is kind of annoying because a lot of other guns you can do that, whereas with this you sort of just have to reload straight away. Otherwise it won't finish the reload when you try to go back to reload it, if you know what I mean. But as we can see, more zombies coming up, Mimics. Once they're head on, you can kind of get through them pretty quickly because you're almost hitting them crit shots, but I don't know, it's not terrible. Like, as you can see, you've got a whole bunch of zombies here, which is sort of where you want to test the ray gun. That's the sort of places the ray gun's going to be really useful for you, is when there's a bunch of zombies around just like that. We've got Manglers, so it doesn't seem to be too strong against the bosses in this game. I mean, even then, though, it hasn't felt too bad against that Mangler just then. I need to be careful to go down here because I am going to go down. Oh, I managed to get away just with literally 1 HP there. But yeah, it doesn't seem too bad against bosses. By no means is it the strongest. Like, there are definitely better guns that you guys could use to take down boss zombies in this game. So, already, I'm going to say it's not the craziest against the bosses, but it feels pretty good against the normal zombies, especially as you just saw when there's a horde of zombies just sort of running around. You can drop them pretty easily without too many problems. It's really not that bad at taking down a big group of zombies when they're running up against you. So as you can see, another big group of zombies running at us. Let's see how well we can hold them all off if we just start spraying at the floor, letting them all come round. Oh, they've all come round from behind, but just kind of messed up my whole plan there. Let's get that hellhound down so it doesn't try chasing me. Try and get some plates on real quick. I just need to get speed cola from somewhere. That is basically an essential with this gun, I'm realizing. Speed cola is definitely necessary if you're trying to use this ray gun in the tier 3 zone, because the zombies are too fast with how slow this reload speed is for the ray gun at standard. But as you can see, you can melt through the zombies with no problems, really. Like, it's really not that bad at holding back a whole bunch of zombies. There is a Mega Abomination right in front of me. I've got Manglers shooting me. Let me try and get round away from that Mangler. So we've got a whole bunch of zombies here. Need to be very careful. I go down here. Yeah. All right, so we have gone down. Again, though, the good thing about the ray gun, when you're down, you can melt through the zombies. You can just start taking them out before you even get up. So if there's a lot of zombies around you and you're sort of struggling, you don't know how you're going to get out of that situation, just shoot around at the floor, let the ray gun do a bunch of damage, then pop your reload. You should have eliminated a good amount of the zombies then, he says, and then he stands up in a whole group of them. But yeah, it's not too bad when you go down because you do sort of have that little lifeline of being able to use the ray gun. Okay, so there's... Oh my god, there are so many zombies. This is what I mean. When there's nobody in the tier 3 zone and you're the first one here, it becomes kind of difficult to actually do good damage against the zombies because there's so many of them. Like, it's ridiculous. It feels like if you're the only one in tier 1, you just get more zombies spawn in and try and attack you on a regular basis. It's actually kind of nuts how much damage I feel like is being done to me right now from these zombies. But let's try and take down a Mega Abomination's head. I think we did manage to actually get that one gone there, which is kind of decent. Like I said, though, we just need to be super careful because there is a lot of zombies. Like, not only am I trying to take down a Mega Abomination, which it can be hard enough on its own account, we've then also got about 50,000 zombies just running around after us, which is kind of annoying. But it doesn't seem to be doing the worst damage against the Mega Abomination. Again, I just need to be ridiculously careful here because I could go down in a literal heartbeat at this point. There's so much damage being done to me from so many different zombies. Let's see if we can pop the reload quickly, take down this Mega Abomination's head. We're going to go down. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down. Yeah, I knew it. I just knew it. We didn't get the Abomination's head either, which is kind of crazy for the amount of damage we was doing to it. We put like, what, 15 odd bullets into his head there, which as a tier 3 ray gun, you'd have thought a tier 3 ray gun to the Mega Abomination's head, putting 15 bullets into it, may have done a little bit more damage than what it done just then, because that was kind of disappointing, to be honest, at how little damage it done to the Mega Abomination just then. But let me try and get some plates on, get out of the line of sight from this Mangler. Mega Abomination is going to start chasing us. We need to pop a reload, really. Try and pick up some ammo. Mega Abomination's firing its head again. Let's see if we can get this one to go. I'm going to go down one more time, and I've got no health left. I don't think after this one. I think this is my last... There's just so many zombies. Like, normally when I'm trying to take down Mega Abominations, there just isn't this many zombies around. You can normally take care of the zombies pretty quickly, and then it's just you and the Mega Abomination left. But with this, for some reason... it's all hell breaking loose. I just cannot do anything against this Mega Abomination because of how many zombies there are. Do you know what? I'm going to go ahead and stick this turret on. See if I can put some ammo into the turret so it can try to help me out take down some of these zombies. Hopefully it doesn't do too much damage to the Mega Abomination though, because I do want to take down the Mega Abomination myself. But I have a feeling that the turret might start targeting the Mega Abomination, which is exactly what it's going to do. As you can see, there it goes. So, okay, a little bit disappointing there. I did kind of want to take out the Mega Abomination for myself. I cannot afford to go down here. Whatever happens, Harry, do not go down. I've gone down. You just got to stay alive. Just stay alive. Just stay alive. So you got a Mangler here. It's going to take decent damage to the Mangler. It really didn't do too bad of damage just then to that Mangler. So I don't know. It's a very weird gun. I don't really know what more to say about this gun. It's okay. It's by no means as good as the ray gun still should be. Like, you imagine the ray gun. If you're like me, you imagine the ray gun and you just think ray gun's going to be really, really good, right? From all the other zombies that we have played and we have had, the ray gun's always been one of the best guns within the game. You've always wanted to get the ray gun out of the box. You wanted to get the ray gun from somewhere. And in this zombies, unfortunately, the ray gun just isn't that this year. It's just really, really not the gun that you desire to have anymore. Which is kind of sad to see the fall off of the ray gun, because everyone loves the ray gun. And I know they tried buffing it and making it a little bit better and a bit more usable, but it still isn't my go-to gun. There is no way I would pick this over a lot of the other guns that are in this game. There's just so many better guns at taking down boss zombies, taking down Mega Abominations, taking down hordes of zombies. But this gun does kind of excel in that sort of area when it comes down to taking like large quantities of zombies at one time, because it can do the damage. Obviously, you can shoot the floor like you would with a launcher, and it's going to do good damage in that aspect. Like, there's a bunch of zombies here. We can just start shooting the floor and just taking down a whole bunch of zombies with no problem whatsoever. That is really where this gun is going to be good. You can just shoot the floor. It's going to do damage to all the zombies that are around those bullets that you're shooting. So in that sort of situation, it really, really does excel. It's like very good in that sort of situation. But outside of that, I don't really know where this gun's going to be super, super useful. Like, I just think there are much better guns that you guys could go out and use rather than this ray gun. So it's cool to see that they did definitely buff it. Like, it definitely is stronger than it was. But even with that big buff that they've done to it, it still isn't the strongest gun in the game by any means. Like, there is still better guns than this ray gun. But as you can see, you've got a bunch of zombies. You can quite easily get through the zombies with no real problem. Like, as you can see, they're all going to run up on you. You can do the good damage. You can take them out pretty quickly. It's really not bad at holding off zombies. It really does hold its own in that sort of situation. But it's when it comes to the boss zombies and the higher end zombies that, you're taking down Mega Abominations, Mimics, Manglers, all of that sort of stuff. That's where it's not as strong. Let's try against this Mangler one more time. We can see what sort of damage it's going to do to a Mangler. So let's see if we get up close, how quickly we can drop this Mangler. So, I don't know. Against the Mangler, it's not the fastest. Don't get it twisted. It is not the fastest by any sort of means. But it's not slow at all. It's not the worst gun I've used at taking down some of the zombies. So it's in this weird little area where it's kind of an average gun, really. There are a lot of guns that will play just as well as this ray gun, and a lot of guns that will probably also play a lot better than this ray gun. So it's kind of up to you what decision you want to make. If you want to use the ray gun, have a bit of fun with it, because again, it's the ray gun. It's meant to be good in zombies. It's meant to be the gun that you use in zombies. Then go ahead and try it. But overall, I'm not even going to bother trying to take down another Mega Abomination, simply because it just isn't fast enough. Like, I would be using different guns to take down Mega Abomination. So if you have a plan on using this ray gun, and where I said the ray gun is very good at taking down hordes of zombies, like, it really, really is. So what you might want to do is have the ray gun paired up with, like, a Lockwood or whatever guns are good at taking down boss zombies in this game. That's maybe what you might want to do, because you're in a situation then when you've got a ray gun that's going to melt through all of the hordes of zombies that are coming near you. And then when it comes to taking down boss zombies, you can just pull out whatever other gun you want to use that you know is good at taking down bosses and just start grinding through them like that. But yeah, guys, I think that's where I'm going to end today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, be sure to smash a big thumbs up, as it helps me out way more than you can imagine. Let me know your thoughts on the ray gun in the comments below. Do you think it's something you're going to go ahead and try, or do you still think you're going to give the ray gun a hard pass and you just don't really use the wonder weapons at all in this game? Let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed today's video and you want to see some more zombies content, go ahead and check out my channel. I've got a whole bunch of zombies content that you guys will really enjoy if you have enjoyed today's video. And if you enjoy the rest of the videos that you do see, make sure you smash that subscribe button with notifications turned on to miss any more of the zombies content that I will be posting on the channel. But I appreciate you guys watching to the end. Have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one in a bit. Peace.